Okay guys, back again for another video, Tuesday, September 12th. This video is something I feel I have to do. The topic is that important to me. Now, if you know me, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I'm fairly skeptical of just about anything and everything. Now, recently, as in today, I have lost my skepticism on the topic of chemtrails. Yes, I know. Now, let me start off. Have you ever seen the Asian people in the United States walking around with those face masks, like a painter's mask, just an air filter thing? Now, I used to think that they were either just, overly concerned and hypersensitive to chemicals and air quality, or that maybe that attitude was a throwback coming from heavily polluted areas like Beijing, places in China where you don't get to see the natural color of the sky or the sun, right? And just about everybody wears these masks all the time because the air quality is really that bad. I thought it was a throwback from that. Now I'm beginning to think that maybe those people know something that we don't know. And, that's kind of a bit of a stretch, I'll admit. Is it possible? Sure. But still, I think it is a bit of a stretch. But the important point that I wanted to make is that I've always been skeptical of chemtrails, okay? And the reason that I've been skeptical of chemtrails is that I understand just the basics of aerodynamics, propulsion, things like that, okay, and on a rudimentary, elementary level, okay? I'm not a scientist, I'm not an engineer, I have never invented anything, but I've thrown a few paper airplanes, I've lit off a few bottle rockets, I've created a few smoke bombs, I've played around with a little bit of explosives, to be honest. So I know how smoke reacts, I know what happens when an object moves through air and creates turbulence. So one of the factors in the whole chemtrail arguments is that they're patterns. One of the things that people point to who talk about chemtrails and point to their conclusion that these chemtrails are being deliberately sprayed across America, they point to the patterns, the crisscross patterns in the sky. Well, I would dismiss that because flight paths, flight paths crisscross the United States. They are in patterns. They're not random. They're planned out very ingeniously, I might add, to prevent air collisions, to prevent all sorts of things, noise pollution. So I would be dismissive of the entire topic of chemtrails when anyone would point to, oh, there's a pattern. I'm like, yeah, duh. They're called flight paths. They're kind of important and necessary. Yes, a plane flying along a flight path, putting out exhaust fumes, is going to leave a pattern. Now, to my recent, very, very recent, as in within the last couple of hours, enlightenment. I just watched a video by a channel called Latest Technology on YouTube. I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you can check it out yourself. It's rather lengthy. Now, in this video, a lady who is an analytical expert on crop loss here in California, specifically in Mendocino County, did a very, very, very extensive, thorough, and over a decade-long study on chemtrails because she noticed that they did have an effect on crop loss in California. Now, aside from her specific specialty, which is, investigating crop loss so that the state can compensate farmers for crop loss if they are due to some natural disaster or what have you, aside from that, she's made some pretty interesting discoveries that include NASA covering this up, that include some really, really odd things. And because she is educated, because she is the real deal, because she does do scientific analytical research, and because her data shows a deliberate pattern of spraying chemtrails specifically for the purpose of creating weather patterns that adversely affect farmers in California, I'm no longer a skeptic. I've got to say, this is some... I told a friend not long ago regarding this particular topic that the truth really is more terrifying than fiction. So people, if you think this is an important topic, and if you think that more people ought to be educated about this topic, please share the video. I don't care if you like it, and remember, this is not coming from me. That I am not the source of this argument or of this topic. I am pointing you to someone who has credentials, who has legitimately studied this over a long period of time, and whose data concludes some pretty horrific conclusions. So don't listen to me. Listen to this lady. I hope you're all doing well. If you do find this topic important enough to share, please share it. Share it on every platform you can get your hands on. Not just YouTube, not just Twitter. Go to some of the non-Google controlled platforms to get this information out there, because we all know in this day and age Google is working double time to censor anything and everything, including scientific facts, including research data that goes against the grain, so to speak, or that rocks the boat, or that goes against the progressive liberalism think tank and echo chamber. So get on some non-Google controlled platforms and share this video. Share this lady's research. Share this lady's conclusions and her data, because I feel it is that important. Hope you're all doing well. Rate, comment, link, subscribe, and I'll check you guys later. Peace out.